There we go. It says we're live now. All right. Welcome from the crossroads of America to Rick's Life as I See It, Shooting with Disabilities. You know, we also talk about guns, politics, or anything else that crosses our mind. Answer questions from the audience. Either put them in the chat or email me at rickslifeasiseeit@gmail.com or spottedrick@gmail.com. I got a Patreon page, PayPal, and all the other stuff listed down there in the info section. Also, I guess I know YouTube, is even affecting me here on my little channel. So give me thumbs up. Everything helps. So let's see who there. Jacob S. is joined us. Raphael, the gun snob. But who was first in? Was G-Webs was the first one in. Then Jason Stewart. So then I said, then we got Jacob, then Raphael, then the gun snob. So people are starting to drop in. Sabrina's here. Hey, Sabrina, ain't seen you in a while. Good to see you. So I don't know where where Patriot is tonight. I thought he'd be here, but you know how that goes. Anyway, let me introduce the panel I have at the moment. I got New York Outcast. How you doing?
Doing well. Thanks for having me, Rick. Thanks for joining us, everybody, and hello, Sabrina.
Yeah. Then we got Jason Stewart.
Hi, Rick. Thanks for the invite. It's my pleasure to be on the best show on TV.
No problem. I have no problem with that whatsoever. Oh, dear. Hang on. Let me lost my chat. Okay. Jacob says, does anyone have any 380 they could spare? I can't find any in the area. Well, no. That's what I carry, a 380. So that's what I shoot a lot of nowadays. I reload my own, Jacob. But even reloading supplies for 380 is getting mighty scarce out there. I don't know if anybody else could. I don't know how else you get it. I mean, except for asking if anybody, got any they want to sell or trade or whatever. Because that's the best way of putting it. But anyway, what I was going to talk about tonight, because I'm looking at buying a rifle. I'm thinking of getting one of those Carcanos for $250.
The Carcano, yeah.
Yeah, how you pronounce it, yeah. And it's a CNR gun. So I can have it delivered straight to my house. And because I got a CNR license. But you've got mail. Well, I mean, like right now, I've got the 22 lever action, which, is no problem. But I haven't shot my 12 gauge shotgun in almost 2 years. Because the arthritis in my shoulders. I am literally afraid of the pain or what it's going to do to my shoulder. Now I was wondering what I could do to make it easier. Maybe put a pad on there or something. Or
don't shoot it.
Do what?
I said don't shoot it.
That's why I haven't shot it.
They offer stocks with like a piston in it, almost like a shock that may help reduce the recoil. I would think, for the price of one, obviously it'd be great if you could try one before you bought it somewhere, but maybe somebody else has more information on them. I haven't tried it. I've just seen it. I believe the Benelli comes with one of the models with Benelli, and I'm told they work quite well, but I, again, don't have any personal experience.
Yeah. But I'm saying that Carcano, however you pronounce it, I mean, I've been told, a couple of people have bought it, and I've been told that it's a soft shooting rifle. So that's why I'm leaning towards it. I was thinking, that I suppose since I'm not going to get an AR or an AK. I need some sort of rifle, because I don't have one. Really, I don't have a rifle. All I got is pistols and a shotgun. Gun Snob says just hip fire all the time. Yeah, that of course ruined my brand new left hip. Yeah, so that's what I was. I mean, that's what's going through my mind. If I had to break down and buy something, I might consider getting a sort of like a AR pistol type thing. If I had to go for an AR, why I don't know, but I just figured that I tell you what, I was looking at the I can't remember how I can never pronounce these names right. Is it Cyborg or something like that? It shoots 9mm.
Cyborg.
That's it. Yeah, I was thinking of one of those or one of those. Is it CMM or GCCMM Banshee? Does the same thing. But I mean, both of them around $1,000 mark.
Considered the Ruger PC Charger.
Do what?
Said if you considered the Ruger PC Charger, that's a lot more affordable. 9mm, interchangeable left to right. Basically similar to what you're speaking of, but a lot more affordable.
No, I haven't.
What are you looking for? What are you looking to have the rifle do? Is it like a defense rifle, a hunting rifle, or just a rifle to take to the range? Like, what are you looking for?
Defense mainly.
Yeah, the Remington 700 is a really good rifle, but I wouldn't, unless you're going to post up in your yard and keep zombies away from a distance. It's not exactly a defense rifle.
Yeah. I was just looking at. I mean, I was just thinking, in case. I don't know. I mean, all the stuff that's going on in the country today, is it ever really going to affect me out here in the middle of goddamn nowhere?
High point. High point carbine.
I thought about that.
14.
I thought about that. Why not?
The better gun is, like Rob was saying, the PC Charger from Ruger. But if you want a cheap gun that's going to work every time you pull the trigger and you don't really have to worry about it, you can't really go wrong with the carbines from High Point.
Yeah.
They do shoot. I've spent a day with one time, and they may look a little funny, but other than that, they're a lot of fun to shoot. They could definitely get the job done, especially with a little red dot on top. You forget all about it being a High Point.
Yeah, I was just thinking to have something just in case I needed it. I mean, because personally myself, I got the 22 Winchester repeating rifle, and I'm personally, all things considered, really, I see no need of. I mean, personally myself, I wouldn't buy one. But the way the country is right now, I'm thinking, do I need one, or am I being paranoid? What do you think, guys? Am I being paranoid, or should I get one?
It's always better to have than need. I think, Kingpin's onto something. If it's not something you're really, really into, or money-wise, the High Point's a good one. Beretta also makes one, but I think the High Point's going to be more affordable.
Plus, you were talking about your recoil, being sensitive to the recoil. At least the one that I have, there's a little, I think Rob was mentioning it, that might not be the same thing, but on the butt pad, there's a little spring. So it soaks up all the recoil. Plus, the one I have is in 40. You can get them in snob, bench, and 10 millimeter. Rob brought up the PC in 9. There's no recoil when you're firing a pistol caliber out of a rifle, especially with that little, springy tip on the buttstock. Plus, a high point, you could get into a high. I don't know how much they cost now, but when we got ours, it was under $300. And the very first video that I watched on YouTube about it, this guy was like burying posts that he would stick his target to, and he was using his high point as the hammer to bury the post down into the ground.
That's crazy. I like it though.
Yeah. Oh, Mystic Guns has joined us. John Brown Productions. Nate's coming by. Yeah. So I looked at the high point. It crossed my radar, but I didn't mention it to anybody because I was looking at it. I thought, yeah, why not? I've heard good reviews. I mean, I shot a high point of 45 ACP when I was in Rhode Island at the range. Somebody had one. I mean, it was a big old clunker. I mean, it was, it wasn't pretty and it was big, but it shot. It shot all. The guy shot it all day long, and it worked. So I figured Southpaw RX is here too. He highlighted my name because I missed him.
The high point's made out of, I'll just make up a number, 90% plastic. So it's not heavy whatsoever. Like we already mentioned, it's super cheap. So if it gets broken or if you have to throw it off to the side because the zombies are chasing you, you're not going to be dropping a, CZ Scorpion down and then, dealing with all the money that you done spent on it. The only problem with the high point is mags. Mags are just mags anywhere, no matter what kind of gun you get. The magazines are going to be more expensive than they should be and harder to find than they should be.
I seen high point mags for like $12 here in New York. Now they were New York 10 rounders, but I thought that was pretty damn affordable. So
yeah, that's actually pretty good then.
Yeah, what size magazine does it come with?
I live in Maryland, and I had to buy mine in Maryland, so it only came with a 10-round mag. And then, Rob's from New York, so he's in the same situation.
Yeah. I
think the standard magazine is 15 rounds. I'm not too sure.
Okay. All right. I don't know. I said I just glanced at it. I didn't even get that far reading the description on the sides of the mags it came with. But I was just curious.
Yeah,
I'm going to put that to the top of my list, I think.
It's just my opinion, but those carbines from High Point are the best product that they make. I mean, we all, knock on their pistols or this or that, but man, that if you shoot one of those, there's nothing wrong with those carbines at all.
Yeah. Oh, Southpaw says High Point has an awesome warranty as well.
Yeah, they're the kind of company that if you say, hey, my who's and what's yours broken, they'll say, okay, what's your address? And they'll send you a new one. Or they'll say, hey, send it to us and we'll fix it and send it back. That's the issue that I have with the High Point is sometimes they want you to send them the gun, and then you got to deal with waiting for the gun to be gone, waiting for it to come back. But there's also situations, if it's easy enough, they'll just send you what you need.
Yeah. Oh, Southpaw. No, who was it now? Let me read this. The Gun Snob said they all have 10 round mags, but Red Ball or Reball mags offer extended mags for them. Okay, so there you go.
High Points are made about a half hour away from me, so if you ever need magazines, we have plenty in this area.
Okay, all right.
The Red Ball magazines are good. That's what we had to go with. I'm not sure. Maybe Snobby could answer it out in the chat, but I think that the ones that they're making now, the new production ones, take Glock mags. I'm not. I just think that. I don't know that for sure, but from what I understand, I think they're Glock mag compatible now.
So the High Point carbine seems to, well, as of today, that sounds pretty good. So,
It's just about the right size too. I mean, it's kind of feels like it's thick and bulky, but it's not really heavy. And like Kingpin was saying, the rear of the stock, the butt of the stock, is on 2 different springs, and it's fun to shoot. Like I said, a pistol caliber, there's no recoil to it, but yeah, they're accurate. They're fine.
yeah. So, all right. I mean, I was curious. It was a question I had, that I was thinking because of my shoulder. It was, you know,
If you see a New York compliant one, Jason, let me know. I doubt you'll come across one, but if you happen to be in the area or whatever, I would definitely buy it. I don't know. Obviously, it'd have to be sent to an FFL in New York State, but keep an eye out for me.
No problem.
Yeah. So, also, what I was going to talk about tonight is I'm going to have to. Of course, I'm talking about me now. I'm going to have to start recharging. I'm going to have to I'm going to have to charge up the old scooter because my right hip. It's not yes, it's the hip that's causing the problem. The actual hip bone itself or the joint is not hurting me. It's all the tendons and all that stuff. Tendons, muscle. What's the other word I'm looking for? Nerves that are around there is what's hurting me. I mean, right now, as I'm sitting here, my right knee is throbbing because that's originally how I found out that my left hip needed replacing. Originally, was I went to the doctor saying I need my hip shot. I might need a new hip, and he took X-rays of my hip and. He said, let me take some X-rays of your. He said, I got a feeling it's not your knee. I think it's your hip. So he took X-rays of my knee and my hip, and he said, no, your knee's not bad. You got some arthritis in there, but he said it's your hip that's shot. So I'm having the exact same symptoms as I had with my left hip that I'm having with my right now. And it got to a point, that's why I had to get the scooter because I can't walk on it, which makes my back hurt more. So I need to get the old scooter out. So I'm going to have to put the old charger on it tomorrow. Maybe start getting it ready. Pull out the WD-40 and oil and get some oil and stuff and oil all the parts I need oiling and all that good stuff.
Yeah, I don't want them to sit too long. Those batteries don't like sitting. And it's definitely got to be drained as well.
I put it on the charger. About once a month, I stick it on the charger, to make sure it stays charged up.
I put my super 4-wheel drive on the charger for 3 weeks, and it killed the batteries.
Yeah, you can't leave them on. You got to once it's charged, you got to pull it off, and then after an amount of time, you got to actually drain the batteries. Even if you don't want to ride it, try to prop the back up or something and tape the bungee cord to the handle, let it drain battery. It's a pain. If you're not on it every day using it, it can be a pain. So
yeah.
New York, what is a smart charger? Do you know?
Honestly, I don't. I think I know. I don't want to mislead anybody though. I believe that automatically regulates it and then it'll draw from it as well. So if you do leave it on too long to keep the battery going, but I could be wrong. So it sounds similar.
Mine's a smart charger, and it's supposed to drain it and then fill it up.
Okay. Yep.
But they said if you leave it on 2 or 3 weeks, it'll kill it.
Oh, that's a shame. I mean, what's the point in buying a smart charger if it's going to act dumb,
I know. It can only be smart for 2 or 3 weeks, though.
Yeah. Well, it might buy you a little time, but yeah, I know I had trouble storing one over at my place for a while, and it's a pain. I used to ride it around the block once in a while. All the kids were like, oh, I don't want to ride that thing. And then I get on there and start messing around. Next thing you know, everybody's fighting over it.
Yeah.
It works.
Dusty one in the chat said high points are cheap guns. but wear out and enjoy, no collector value or resale. Yeah, I know that. But
what kind of battery does your scooter take? Is it like just a mini car battery, or is it something that I'm not even aware of?
it it, it it's not a car battery. It's two. They look like big electric. The kids' electric cars that you can buy.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like those, but they're big.
Okay.
Two of them.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mine has two full size car batteries. It's a 24-volt system.
Yeah. Well, I mean, South Pole and Midnight Range are saying use a battery tender on it. I have to see if I can hook that up, because it's got a male female plug, because the scooter can be taken apart. If you want to put it in the trunk of a car, you can take it apart into about 5 pieces. So the batteries come out, and each battery has a male female sort of clip on it. So I don't know about getting a tender to work with that. I'm not sure. So, well, I was trying to look at it. But anyway, as of last month, I charged it up and I ran it down the driveway to the mailbox and back, and it was working fine. So I might need to take it for a longer ride. But I was going to use it if I got to. I'll start using it like when I go to Walmart and stuff like that. But I'm going to have to buy a basket for it, because Walmart. Well, mind you, I could push one of those smaller shopping carts that Walmart have. The ones that have 2 baskets on them.
Why don't you get a bungee cord and hook it up so where you're towing that little shopping cart behind your scooter as opposed to pushing it. That way, when you grab your soup off the shelf, you can just turn around and drop it in the basket.
That's not a bad idea.
I'm in a manual chair, and I push a full-size shopping cart. It's just a matter of finding your equilibrium. Usually it's I push, I think my hand is off to the left of center, depending, and sometimes the wheels take you one way or another way. So you just find your equilibrium, and you just push your wheelchair with one hand, and you use the shopping cart to guide you.
Yeah. I mean, like my scooter, it's got a triangle handle on it with a lever for forward and reverse. So I mean, it's easy to drive one-handed.
Why don't you just get a mail order bride to help you out with a prenup?
Yeah. Yeah, there's some things I got to do first. I got to stick the thing back on the back of the truck because I took it off, the carrier for it. So I have to stick that back on. And once I get that done, I'm good to go. I mean, I can lift it and I can put it on there. The pain is when you put it on the what's the word I'm looking for now?
Platform?
No, when I put it on my hitch, right? I've got a thing I put over the top of it. It stops it from wobbling from side to side. See, I mean that I sort of got to get on the ground and look up at it and tighten it up. That's the only problem. It doesn't tighten from the top; it tightens from the bottom. So, well, I mean, I can do it. I can get on the ground. It might take me a half hour to get back up, but I can get down. I can get down easier than I can get up.
G-Webs has got a pretty good idea, as well as harassing the store members. But he says, do the online shopping, and then obviously the best part is he says go there and follow them around while they're shopping and just aggravate them. But
yeah.
You can do the online shopping, have it delivered to your house, or have it waiting out in front of the store. The only thing I would say about doing that and ordering a lot of your stuff that you normally go shop is you've got to replace that time at home. Like the hour that you spend at Walmart shopping, you've got to spend that same hour active at home. So that way you don't, you know, do less activities. You know, you still got to be just as active, but you don't have to mess around with Walmart
Yeah,
unless.
I've got a little girly basket on the front of my cart. You know, I mean, like I could still use it to shop around Walmart and pick up, you know, like my fresh vegetables and shit like that. It would fit in that little girly basket for the amount, you know, for the amount I need. You know, plus, I mean, I can also stick. Like normally, what happens is when I buy bags of potatoes, I know it's not good for my diet, but I'm not talking this is pre-diet. I would stick them on the floorboard of the scooter anyway with those. So yeah, I mean that's not a bad deal because Walmart's coming over that new thing like Amazon Prime, aren't they? You know, so.
Yeah, free delivery for $100 a month. If
100
you're a
a year.
Walmart kind of guy.
Well, you could probably find. I don't know where you live at. Around here, I've got more stores than we got houses. So there's all kinds of different varieties of stores to go to. But I imagine that the big chain supermarkets would do the same thing.
Yeah, now to get Walmart delivery, you got to be a member, right?
Yeah, I think Rob just said it's $100
so.
a month.
Or
I think
$100 a year. Sorry,
$100 a year, 13 a month.
Yeah. Now,
isn't bad considering. I mean, when you really think of the cost wise, it's not too bad, and that's free shipping included, supposedly. So, I mean, I'm not trying to be a salesman for Walmart, but it's a pretty damn good deal. And just putting it out there.
G-Web says I can't even walk around in Walmart from all the employees shopping for the online customers. Yeah. Plus, they got those thing now where people come and pick it up, and you know they're doing all that shit in there as well. It's a different world, unfortunately.
The question on the Walmart: will they sell other people's stuff like Amazon does?
I don't know.
Because you know you can buy almost anything in the world, and some of that stuff isn't actually sent from Amazon. You know, you get a individual sending the envelope here and there.
Yeah. The gun snob said it would save you money for not buying dumb stuff you don't need when you go into Walmart. Oh yeah, I mean, I've got a shopping list right here next to me for when I go this week. When I go this Friday, I've written down what I need. You know, I got it here, but I can guarantee I will come home with more than what's on this list because something will catch my fancy. Oh, I like that, and I'll grab it. You know, so I do it online. I won't do that, so I can save some money.
I don't know. That might be twice as dangerous. The internet, Walmart on the internet offers more stuff than they do in the store. There's stuff on the Walmart online that's not in the stores. Plus, if it's as easy as just typing yes in your computer as opposed to reaching it off the shelf or knocking it off the shelf and picking it up off the floor or whatever you have to do, you know, you got to be careful shopping online. You could blow up.
Yeah, no, I mean, when they do that, so they'll be coming from a central sort of like big warehouse and not the stores.
I think they'd be coming from the stores because they guarantee everything within one day.
Yeah, when you order offline, it'll probably come from your local store. When you do the online, like at store shopping, the Walmart.com comes from wherever they want to get it from, whether it's straight from China, whether it's from a warehouse, whether they call the local district and pull it out of that store or whatever. But generally, you know, if you've got a Walmart, and who doesn't have a Walmart, 10 minutes from their house, unless you're Travis P11, then it's 45 minutes.
Yeah, but where I'm getting at is under that new system, they're guaranteeing having your groceries with you within one day. Right? Now, you say there's more stuff online, but it comes from my local store. Good example. I love English mustard. My Walmart here doesn't sell it.
I bet
I'm
you.
sure there's stipulations to, most products are probably within a day. I think there was a number that was 200 and some odd thousand or something like that products that are,
You're right.
within 24 hours or something like that. So the majority of your average products would probably be there within a day. But I got a little trick for you though, Rick. When it comes to that impulse buying stuff, I mean, I use it myself and I've tried to pass it on to people. It's not really a trick. It's just a way of looking at things. Wants and needs. They always get you with the wants and the impulse crap. So if you actually need it, like you walked by and seen socks that you need, yeah, grab them. You know what I mean? But it's all that gimmicky stuff that would be nice. That's the stuff where you get home and you're like, where the hell did all my money go? So,
I mean, that's why they have the magazines, the candy bars, and all those other knickknacks.
Oh, yeah. They pay people big money to design those stores just for those reasons.
Yeah, it's a psyops. Every time you go into a store, no matter how big or small, it's psychological warfare from the second you walk in the door.
Even down to the temperature in the place half the time. So.
Oh yeah, and some stores pay for prime location on the shelves. Shelves that eye level get more money than shelves on the bottom or the top. So. Oh yeah, I was in the grocery business. I know how it works.
I'm sorry, Rob. Go ahead, bud.
Oh, no, I didn't mean to cut you off. I was just going to say, then just remind yourself when you're in line looking at all this stuff, because, I think we all do it. The worst is the kids because they have no self-control, but, some adults are the same way. Oh, look, it's orange. I got to buy it, or whatever the case is.
I'm one of those.
Whatever you do, if you do decide to start shopping online, definitely do not disregard that time. For me, if I was going to order something offline, the 2 hours that it would take me to go shop and buy and do all that, I'll spend that extra 2 hours laying in the bed. And that's not, don't let yourself fall. Spend that 2 hours walking around your yard or, walking back and forth to the mailbox or, straightening up or be active in that time that you're not shopping.
Yeah, you're right. A Midnight Range says, listen to New York Outcast, Mr. Rich Guy. He needs socks. Poof. Quit showing off, Rob. I wear socks. Knock it off, Donald Trump.
I wish.
Yeah. Well, I mean, G-Web says Walmart's design changed faster than they change models of CZs,
Midnight's not weak in the pocket either. There's the tips for the head waiter at Waffle House are pretty high.
Yeah.
Yeah. Plus the blackmail. I mean, if you don't tip them, do you want to be that guy? Oh
yeah. You're right. And I forgot what I was gonna say about him working at Waffle House. He's the head chef, ain't he? But
El Jefe.
He's got to be okay because he's a big boy like me, not as big as me, but he's a big boy. You can never trust a skinny chef.
Unfortunately, I think he's the head dishwasher, the head sous chef, the head waiter. I mean,
all of it.
Listening to him sometimes, I think he's the only person that actually works there. He works his butt off.
Yeah. All right.
I heard a rumor that the restaurants in PA were no longer dine-in, like they closed them down. I don't know if that's true or not. I was just curious. I take it Midnight's out there. Is that the case, or is everybody out of work, or what's going on?
In Philadelphia, you can't do dine-in.
Okay, so it's just Philadelphia.
I don't know about Pennsylvania wide, but I know specifically in Philadelphia you can't do dine-in because the big deal is their mayor came all the way down to my state to have dinner inside at a restaurant.
Oh yeah, and they got a picture of him doing it too.
I heard about that. Yeah, that's pretty crappy of them, isn't it?
I don't know.
I think New York City is suing the city for the restaurants are suing the city for $2 billion for not letting them dine in. So there we go.
And also was curious, is it a law or something about the mask in PA? I only asked because I just got back from an outlet mall area, and everybody was wearing masks except some people outside. Obviously, outside I took my mask off, but I got some dirty looks. So I don't know if there was something going on, like people were stopping and staring and stuff. So I don't know. I wasn't sure if it was like a law there or what, just for future reference. Maybe if Midnight knows and throw it in the chat. Sorry.
I was
I
engaged.
know the governor mandated the masks, but it really depends on the person whether they're actually wearing them or not. And as far as the restaurants go, like all the restaurants in my area, we can still go in and sit down and dine in, but I think there's a capacity restriction where it's only like 50% or something of normal capacity.
Yeah,
it's all bullshit anyway.
I've seen that at the outlet malls. There was a few stores where there was 15 people standing in line to get in, and a lady with at the one was a lady with some type of tablet thing. Like, I don't know if she was keeping track of numbers with the tablet or what, but it almost looked like you were reserving a table for dinner just to get inside the store, which was kind of crazy. Thankfully, I didn't need to go in that store.
Yeah. So I say I just go to Deb's Truck Stop Diner here. Every table. I mean, when they first reopened, they had tables sectioned off that you couldn't use. Now every table is available. So I don't know if Indiana's back to 100% or 75%. I don't know. But I sit there with the old boys in the mornings when I go. I don't go every day because that could get expensive. But when I go, I'm part of the clique now. So, I'm in the in crowd of all the old boys who are all retired farmers or whatever else they were. I heard them talking the other day about a couple of them are in their 80s, and they still go in there and they talk about the days when they used to make moonshine.
I love talking to older people like that. I mean, they have no filter. They tell you how it is. It's enjoyable, and honestly, it I don't know. It seems more authentic, I guess. Than sitting down with somebody my age, I guess. It's almost like they're trying to save face or something. Old people, they don't give a shit.
A couple of these old boys are in their 80s. They actually remember my father. Because my father would be about 88, 89 now. So I think the oldest one there is 84. So they remember them, they remember him before he left to go in the military and stuff. So, it's kind of nice hearing. So, and when they were talking about moonshine, because I remember my dad used to talk about it when he turned 18, he would drink it.
That's real history. That's the difference, I think. It's real. It's not something written down or narrated or altered. It's straight from the horse's mouth in a sense. So I always like that type of stuff.
Yeah, my grandfather used to, when we'd go up to the mountain house, he'd tell us about the Hemis and the big blocks and riding around in the mountains and all the sounds they'd make.
Yeah.
I went to a parkour class and I met a lady. I can't remember where she was from, older lady. And I can't believe it, but we got talking and we got on guns for a minute. And she came right out and was talking about, I think she said she had an MP5 or something. And she was telling me kind of hush hush, but just blatant right out there at a kid's event, just going on and about how she'll never give up her guns and this and that. And I don't know how she got it over here. It was it just shocked me that this lady sitting here telling me about something like that. It blows my mind. People will shock you.
Oh yeah. Somebody asked me, I don't know if it was on this show or Saturdays, I was saying that a couple of the guys here go raccoon hunting. And I asked him the other day, I said, what do you do? What do you do with the raccoons? He said, if I bother to pick them up, he says, after, once the dogs treat them and he shoots them, he says, sometimes I just leave them there. He said, because right now He said we're only getting. He said you only get $3 for one. There's a guy down the road. He said buys them. He skins them out for the skins and stuff. He said there's not much call for them anymore. So I said, why do you shoot them for then? He goes, well, they're a pain in the ass. Yeah. So, well, there you go. I can't remember. Somebody asked me, so I thought I'll find out for him.
That was me, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, I was curious what they were doing with all of them.
Yeah,
so.
there's a guy in the I can't remember the town, but I know where it is. They said he buys them for $3 a raccoon, and what they normally do, all the guys, they save the money. Then at the end of the season, they give it to some charity. They don't need it.
One little sneak that you can do, if you're talking about hunting nuisance animals, and in Maryland, nuisance animals you can pretty much hunt all year long as you don't live in the suburbs. Talking about farmers and stuff like that, and people that live out in the woods. But what you can do is, say, if you shoot a raccoon or a coyote or whatever the nuisance animal is, if you have a tanner or some type of taxidermist or whoever deals with that, you can turn your tag into the state or your county or whoever's running the program, and they'll pay you for that tag, I guess you would say, that animal or book of animals that you write up. You could keep the animal and then go sell it to the tanner or the taxidermist or whoever else is going to deal with the actual body of the animal, so you can kind of double dip.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, Kingpin did type in chat. I forgot to mention, hope you guys who are able open carry today, because it's the 2nd of the month. Every second matters. It's a carryover from the gun channel days. That's what my hat says here. Every second matters. I mean, I don't know if any new people know. That's what this was about, was on the 2nd of every month, do something with firearms for the community, like open carry on that day if you're allowed to. So, if we can get into conversations with people, not arguments, conversations about the Second Amendment. That's what it was all about, I believe. And I didn't go out today, but normally I do on the 2nd. You're allowed to open carry here if you have a pistol permit. And so I would open carry,
One of the things I'd like to add, at least in my opinion, G Webs is out there. If I'm wrong, he can correct me, but every second matters is 100% Americana as well. These guys sat around and saw something was missing, figured out what to put there, put this together years ago, and it's still surviving today. And they saw a need and they filled that need. And that's exactly that's huge. So, every second matters is extremely important to me for a bunch of different reasons. But one of them is the fact that the way it came about and how it's moved forward. So definitely, if you don't know anything about Every Second Matters, you can go over to Gear websites and check out the patches and all that kind of stuff. You can go back through G-Webs. He's got way over 1,000 live streams now, and you can learn about what Every Second Matters is. But also remember that it's a grassroots thing. This is our thing. It's up to us to nurture it and make it grow, help it grow. If it dies, it's our fault.
And don't forget, there's a website too for Every Second Matters.
Yeah, absolutely. EverySecondMatters.com right there.
Yeah. Which has every state listed on there. And, if you've got any Second Amendment info, you can add it to your state. Hey, Vanessa, just join us in chat. So you can add the info under your state. That's how it keeps it going. So it's pretty good. It's pretty good. So there we go. All right. What else? Well, we talked about everything else, but yeah. So anyway, so I'm thinking of using this. Mind you, I do have an appointment because let me end of what was it, last January, February, I went and saw an orthopedic surgeon down in Evansville, and he told me I would have to lose 100 pounds before he would even consider operating on me, right? And the one that used to, and the one orthopedic surgeon that is near me didn't take my insurance. But now there's a new orthopedic center that's opened up in the last couple of months in Jasper. So I'm going to go see them on Tuesday morning. You know, because I was looking at my past thing. I think I was maybe 15 pounds lighter than I am now when I had my left hip done. You know, so I can't see why they can't do it. But I understand I'm getting older, and putting a big guy like me under, you know, is a thing to worry about, whether I'm going to come, you know, be able to come out of it or whatever, you know. But I'm willing to take the risk. So
I think they may be concerned about the weight on what's done with your ankles as well. So I would state, you know, I don't know how to put this, but are you really looking for a change? Would you be active if it wasn't a painful thing? I mean, honestly,
I'd be more active.
Okay, because obviously those surgeries involve a risk. So,
yeah, I mean, like
and there's a lot of people that come off wishing they didn't do it. So, you know what I mean? I would say
the best thing I ever did was having my left hip done.
Okay. No, I'm not trying to talk you out of anything. I just, obviously there is a risk. So if you're really not going to do much, not saying you are or not, whatever, but if you're really not, that risk, you know, the benefit may not even out to you.
No, I mean, the pain I'm in now. If they screw it up, I ain't going to be
in I mean, pain. It sounds like in your case, it's, you know, you're already dealing with pain severely. So, I mean, what could be worse? Too much, though.
Yeah. Well, I said when I had my left hip done, they used the surgeon. He's the top one. He's the top surgeon in New England. Dr. Marchand, his name is. And he uses a robotic arm to place the hip joint right in the right position, you know. And I tell you, when they done my thing, when I came out of recovery, 4 hours later after the surgery, I was up and walking. I was using a walker, but I was up putting weight on it, no problem. The only thing that hurt was where they actually stitched me up. You know, the actual thing, it didn't sound. I mean, unfortunately, I don't know if they do the same thing here with the robotic arm. Will the right hip be just as good as the left one? But I'm willing to take the risk. You know. So there we go. I can get out more. I mean, like as I mentioned the other day, my with the brace on. Sitting here where I'm at right now, I mean, there's days when the brace doesn't even help. But most of the time it does. With the brace sitting here right now, you know, separating the pain from my leg from my back, you know, it's bearable. And if I could walk, I would go squirrel hunting. I would have to walk slow and be careful. But right now, I mean, my leg hurts too much to do it. I mean, even when I roll over in bed, sometimes I don't know if it's a nerve that catches or something, but the pain shooting from my sort of like my groin down to my knee, it wakes me up at nighttime sometimes even when I roll over.
Have you tried a TEMS unit?
The what?
Have you tried a TEMS unit by any chance?
What's that?
It's kind of electrical impulse. They say it blocks the nerve for the pain in the area you put it on or whatnot. So it's kind of like, I don't know, you've probably seen the old clips of Bruce Lee, like getting shocked with his muscles going crazy, spazzing out. That's a bad example, but it's similar to that, but much less. You barely feel it. They sell them at your local pharmacies, things like that. A lot of people say they're very beneficial. I've only tried one once the other day, and I can't state anything either way at this point. I've only tried it once. I didn't notice any night or day, but a lot of people do swear by them, and they're cheap, so it might help, reduce the pain in your leg. Basically, it's like little sticky things you slap on, little suction cup little things, and it runs small amounts of electricity through that you control, kind of like with a TV remote. So it kind of stimulates it, and it's supposed to block those nerves from sending the pain. So this is, I'm no doctor. This is what I'm told. So
yeah. So, but I said, that's and that's what was happening with my left hip. It started just like this is. So I thought I'll try to get it done before it got to the point last year that, I was an invalid. I couldn't, I practically spent all my time indoors, or if I went anywhere, I used the scooter all the time, 100% of the time, so.
Maybe next time you're at your doctor, ask them about that, the TEMS unit, because they usually can get those through insurance with no problem. But obviously, if there is an issue with insurance, I just picked one up at Walgreens the other day, so they're available.
Yeah, so I said I see, and it's a female actually. This new one, and I seen a picture of her. She ain't bad either. So. I don't mind dropping my pants for her. She can rub my leg.
Easy, Uncle Joe.
Oh boy, I hope she don't watch your show.
Yeah, me too. But mind you, they did ask me, since I'm a new patient, if I had any, because it falls under the hospital. Well, no, her surgery is connected to the same surgery that my doctor comes under. So their computers are linked. And she called me up today and she said, we've gone through your medical files and there's nothing in there about your surgery on your left hip. I said, no. I said it was by a total different doctor and stuff. So they asked me if I could get that info for them. So, I sent an email to the doctor who done it, asking if they could, email me my records or send them to me in the mail, so I can give them to the new doctor.
You stay on top of them.
Oh,
Once in a while, they like to drag their feet with that. So, I had an issue with that with my dad. So it seemed like they don't want you to go somewhere else sometimes, and then they take their time, and then actually they started yelling at my dad because it was like a week later and he was asking what was going on, and they just went off on him, and he was shocked. He's never been dealt with that way before. They're kind of lucky because he could be a handful, but she straight up shocked him. So sometimes they like to drag their feet.
Yeah. So put it this way, if they say, they're dragging their feet because they want me to go back there, I would say, well, pay for me to come back to Rhode Island and stay, stay in hospital.
Yeah. I don't think they'll put it like that. I think, if anything, it'll just make it an inconvenience.
Oh, I would love to have that doctor do the right one because I was so happy what he done with the left, but I'm not there anymore. So I have to go with what I got.
Well, you still have family there, right?
No.
No? Okay.
I
if it comes to, replacing your body parts, man, you should go where you feel the best.
Yeah, but, it means, I would have to spend, let's see, I spent 2 days in hospital. Then I went home because my home was on the ground floor like this is. But if I went back to Rhode Island, how do I get back to Indiana? There's no way I can do it.
Maybe your cousin.
So I would have to go
pick you up.
I'd have to go into a nursing home or, rehab for 28 days. So I ain't going to do that. So.
Well, you drive here, and then I'll drive you to Pennsylvania, and Rob can take you from Pennsylvania, and maybe Pacifist can get you and take you to Rhode Island.
Yeah.
And we'll live stream the whole thing. You'll be whining and crying, and hopefully you'll be doped up.
Actually,
and we'll get some good video.
New York Outcast.
Freedom mac and cheese.
Take me up to the Connecticut state line. To Vanessa Kitty can come pick me up and take me the rest of the way. Because I used to, where Vanessa Kitty comes from in Connecticut, that area was maybe only a good hour's drive from where I lived, in Rhode Island.
See, that sucks. I wish I got them first because, I'm sure the drugs are going to wear off by the time I get the pass off from Vanessa Kitty. And she's polite, so she won't feed them mac and cheese or nothing.
Yeah, so that's, but let me see this new one and find out what's going on. You know what I'm saying?
You never know. They might have something just as good. Or
she might say the same thing. No, you got to lose more weight, and if that's the case, I'm going to have to keep working on it. I mean, I got weighed. I lost 5 pounds when they weighed me the other day at the doctor's. So it's going in the right direction, So I'm getting there slowly. I'm eating more green stuff, more vegetables. So I'm trying to get it down, not only for the operation, but for my own health. I mean, like the other day, I walked my trash can down to the end of the driveway, walked back up, and went, shit, I forgot to check my mail. So I walked all the way back down to my mailbox, opened the mailbox, and when you pull the front off to see what's in there, damn thing come off in my hand. It rusted out. I thought, son of a bitch. Plus, I had no mail, so that made it even worse. So I sort of put the lid back. I put the front of it back on, walked all the way back up and got inside. But where I was going with this, that little walk up and down because my driveway's got a slight slope, up and down. I came inside and I'm standing at the sink pouring my tea, and I'm breathing heavy, like I'm out of breath. I'm thinking, Jesus Christ, it wasn't that far. You know what I'm saying? So I know I got to lose weight for that reason too. So it's all for my good, all for my health. But plus my back. If I go for the back surgery, I've got to have 2 good hips because that surgeon said you've got to have a stable platform to stand on if we do this surgery on your back. I don't think I'll ever have the surgery done on my back, because there ain't no way I'm having them take slithers of my backbone away on each side, I've told the story before. They want between L1 and L5, I think it is. They want to take a 1/4-inch slither out of each side of my spine to relieve the pressure. Now, shit.
Yeah, it sounds a little risky.
It does to me too. Yeah.
I think you got a lot of stuff connecting in there and stuff.
Yeah, because I'm assuming what's going to happen is there must be some sort of membrane inside, and it will squeeze out through the slits that they made to relieve some of the pressure. That's the only thing I can think of. So.
Well, that sucks, man. I don't know about that. I definitely researched that one.
Oh yeah. So but right now, but where I was going is, if I get a new right hip, I can walk more. I can put up with the pain in my back with this brace. I'll be able to go squirrel hunting. I'll be able to walk around Walmart without a scooter, holding on to the shopping cart. that kind of stuff, you know? So it will make me more active. It really will.
Well, you better stop messing around and get it done before we got to take shifts and come over there and do a boot camp over at Rick's place.
Yeah, and I think I would go out and do more shooting too. You know, I mean, I don't go down that. I mean, I got that range that nobody goes to. It sits empty all year round. And I should be down there every day. But because I'm in pain with my leg, I don't want to go. And when I do go, I force myself to go. And I only stay a couple of hours at the most, if that. You know? So that's where I'm at. So you don't have to go squirrel hunting. Just make Ponery send you one. Okay.
You have a good rehab nearby.
You know? Plus, I gotta be. I mean, if I gotta spend a couple of days in hospital, I gotta find somebody to take care of my cats too. You know? You feed them and give the injections to that diabetic one. You know? So it's all, you know, there's a lot of logistics to having a hip operation or going anywhere. You know, even going for a visit, I have to find somebody to take care of my cats. Lest I take them with me. And the one who's diabetic has no problem traveling. I mean, you could open the cage and he'll come out and he'll sit on the chair, sit on my seat next to me, and sit there for the whole ride with his head on my lap like a dog. But the other one, I mean, he curls up inside his cage and he'll stay there for a week in total shock. It totally throws him out. It freaks him out. You know? I mean, when I moved here, when I finally got here and moved in, it took him a week to. It took him literally. I mean, he was so bad, shooken up, that he didn't eat for about 4 days. You know, and he pissed inside his box. You know, which he normally never does. You know, he's normally a very clean cat. So it freaks him out to move. So it's not feasible for me to take him with me. That's all I'm saying. You know? Logistics is what it's all about, guys. You know, what I need is a good woman to take care of me, like I had in Rhode Island, that cleaning lady.
Exactly.
That's what I need. That's what I need here. You know. So that's what I got to look for. I've been saying this for months. I got to call my cousin up. She has a cleaning business, and I need to get her to.
Man, you had me worried. Talking about you need a good lady, and then go right to calling your cousin. You're lucky. I almost got hairy.
Hey, but out here in the backwoods, you know what I'm saying? You know,
Not picky, huh?
yeah. Sometimes that's all that's available is a relative. You know what I'm saying? Because everybody's related to you some way or another.
That explains all the alcohol.
Yeah.
It's all in the family.
Yeah, Sabrina said cats are easily stressed out. That's the word I was looking for. Yeah, the smaller of the two, even though he's big too, he stresses out. He is the most scaredest cat I have ever known. I mean, he weighs 20 odd, nearly 20. He weighs 25 pounds, but to look at him, you wouldn't think so. Because I mean, I could just move my arm, and he will back up, jump. He's any noise, he'd go running off and hiding. He's a strange cat. He really is. So
He's an official scaredy cat.
he is. That's what I call him. He's a scaredy cat. He's a true scaredy cat. You know. So anyway, it's 8:05. Let me do my quiz question for Saturday. And I've only had a couple of entries. And what I wanted to know is it's to do with airplanes. On the B-29 Super Fortress, I want to know what the armament is. You know, what weapons it carried. That's armament. Isn't that how you pronounce it? So that's what I want. Email me at rickslifeasiseeit@gmail.com or spottedrick@gmail.com. Get it into me by noon Saturday Eastern time, the only time zone that matters. And you'll be in for the swag pack. There you go. All the other this past month winners, I will be mailing the stuff this weekend because I get paid this weekend. So, yeah.
So your question there, Rick, are you asking, what type and caliber guns is on that plane?
Yeah.
Or how many?
How many and what they are.
Okay.
How many and what they are. And if anybody's reading the chat, Sean says, my question was a little vague, so I gave you both answers. He said, that's a clue. So, there you go. No. It was not a trick question. It's just that, I'll put it this way. There was another model of the B-29 that came out, and they slightly changed some of the firearms on it. But if you don't get it, that's fine. I'll take either one, from the old one or the new one. What was the question again? I want to know what the armament was on the B-29 Super Fortress. I want to know, I don't need make, but I need to know, was it a machine gun, what caliber it was, or was it or whatever it was. You know what I'm saying? It was a laser gun or whatever, So that's an email me at rickslifersiseeit@gmail.com or spottedrick@gmail.com. So, okay. Anything else you want to talk about, guys?
Ammo is ridiculously priced, and I'm not happy.
Did you find any ammo today?
I did come across some 9mm. I didn't purchase it because it was $35 plus a box, and I don't need it that bad. But I was pretty upset because it's the same manufacturer that makes it's the center fire, and their hollow points were $16 for a box of 20. Box of 50 that were just standard regular target plinking rounds were just over $35. So horrible. I ended up calling them directly because I was told they're in PA. Tried to find out if there was anywhere they sold direct to customers or to consumers, and that was a negative. I was hung up on twice before I got an answer initially, and made the wrong call and called an old customer of mine, which worked out good because now I got to go up to give her an estimate. But no luck with ammo, no luck with buying direct or trying to find something like that. Just overpriced stuff on the shelf, so that even the guy at the counter was like, "Oh yeah, was this overpriced stuff?" So but I just can't bring myself to spend that much on 2-box limit too. So you're looking at $70 for 100 rounds of FMJ. Which it's different with it's not technically FMJ, but it's a tin copper composite pressed together. But too much for my blood.
Yeah. Oh, and Jacob said he bought a 380. He can't find any ammo for it. I shouldn't laugh, but ammo's hard to find. If you check online, you got to check especially a lot of these big stores, they have it gets updated regularly. It's a running total or whatever. So, you could check it, at 9 o'clock in the morning, it says out of stock. You check it again at 1 o'clock and it says it has some. You need to order it as soon as you see that.
The store I was at earlier today, which shamefully will say it, but I'm just hopefully it'll help somebody out. Was it Dick's? I'm not a fan of Dick's. I refuse to shop there, but the way things are with ammo, there's nowhere to go. So I went into Dick's to look. They had plenty of 380. They must have had over, I must have been 120 boxes, maybe
Yeah,
150
well, I mean,
boxes. So maybe Field and Stream or something like that in his area. I don't know if he has anything comparable. They may have something. It was Remington,
guys
but
don't use
they had lots of it.
Yeah. But if Dick's has ammo, you might want to bite your. I mean, do you give up your principles to buy ammo?
For ammo, that's it's probably the one straw. I have checked in there a couple times recently and haven't purchased anything, but I have been looking.
But would you buy something from Dick's?
Yeah, unfortunately, yeah, not at $35 a box, but yeah. If it came down to it, ammunition, I would. I wouldn't buy anything else in there. And truthfully, I'd really hate to say that. If it wasn't for this COVID stuff or this ammo thing, no. I've avoided it for years after they refused to sell me a firearm for no justifiable reason.
If you're still in the chat, Jacob, check out Dick's Sporting Goods. What's the other name? The other store they have? Streaming something?
Field and Stream, I believe it is.
If you got one of those near you, check it out. They might have ammo because a lot of 2A people haven't thought about them, I guess, in a long time.
It's also called Dunham's around here.
So ammo's even short around here, out here in the country too. There's not a lot of it around. So,
I went shooting yesterday, and they were completely out of 9mm.
No,
they did have 380 and 10mm though.
Out of 9mm. Oh dear, what a shame. Let me wipe my tears.
It's funny, all that 9 hate, but look at now. I mean, 9mm like gold.
Hey, I've only got one 9mm firearm. And I got one box of 9mm. That's it.
They probably had 600 boxes of 10mm and 380 each.
Yeah. So I said, luckily I still got some bullets and some brass and powder. So I can still make 380. You know what I'm saying? If I go shoot any. Or my 45 ACP. The only thing I haven't got, I can't reload or whatever, is if I shoot that one box of 9mm I have. But I mean that's for my Beretta 92. That's what I had that for when I take it out and shoot it. So and I got
save that for a rainy day.
I got one box of 38 special. I was looking to see what I had. And I got one box of 38 No, I got one box of 38 special in my gun, my range bag. And I've got another box in one of these ammo cans here too. But most of my ammo, I must have at least, I think I got at least 1,500 rounds of 45 ACP that I've counted so far. I haven't counted it at all yet. So, all else fails, I'll sit there with my 1911. I got 4 mags with it. 8 in the mag, one in the chamber, so 9. I'm good to go. I can hit what I'm aiming at.
33 rounds.
Yeah, 33 rounds and another. Then I'll be surrounded by 15 rounds of ammo. I'll do all right. I got my what's the word for it? My tooler reloader, so I can load them quite fast. Jacob said, so I should check Dick's Sporting Goods and Field and Stream. Those big box stores. They're
there's a possibility they have it. That's all I'm saying. So,
Yeah, there is a possibility.
I can't tell you to support them. I hold your head down, spit on the floor or something. That's up to you. But they might have the ammo.
Jacob is a newbie, young guy. So Dick's Sporting Goods and Field and Stream are not 2A friendly, is all we're saying. That's why a lot of people don't use them anymore in the 2A community. So because of their stance on firearms, But
if you got nothing, I mean, what good's a gun without rounds that go in it? So
that's right.
Yeah, when it comes down to your personal safety or principles, I think there's a choice that's that's on everybody else. Your own decision. But if I was sitting low, I mean, I'm checking. So sad to say, but
yeah, it is. So, you guys got anything else? Guns and Barbecue, you being quiet.
Sorry, I was having trouble getting to the mute button. Yeah, just been listening, really. Lost track of time, came in late, and then you guys were talking about all the grocery stuff, and I wasn't sure how that started, so I wasn't sure how to put my 2 cents in on that or anything. Just listening.
I was talking about how bad my hip's starting to hurt, and I'm going to have to start using my scooter, to go shopping.
Hey, barbecue. You've been around here long enough, man. That's not a very good excuse. When has it ever been necessary for you to know what you're talking about to comment here? I do it constantly.
That is true. But nonetheless, like I said, I mean, I wasn't sure exactly how the grocery conversation got started, and let's say, I don't know. I guess I just didn't have much to say on anything tonight.
That's all right. You see what Sean Ponnery's wrote in the chat? If anybody's following, he said you guys all convinced Rick to stop being so scared about buying a Carno, how you pronounce it, come payday. So see, I've got an extra $200 coming too, because I don't know if I should say this. It's legal. I sell my excess test strips for my diabetes. The doctor says I should check. My original doctor said I should check myself 3 or 4 times a day. And my new doctor has never changed my prescription. And he only told me I only have to check myself a couple of times a day if I want, but at minimum at least 1 time a day. So I have extra boxes left over, and you're allowed to sell them. So when I get a few hundred, I sell them, and that's where the extra $200 coming from. So, so I can. I mean, so really, I've only got to fork out $50 of my own money per se towards that Kakano.
I think you should wait.
I would check, make sure you can find ammo for it, and see if it's reloadable.
I will just say that
it's reloadable, and I don't know if there's any ammo available for it now, but I know where I can get some.
I can't speak for your finances, but from the way you share some information sometimes, I would state, I think you should stash that $200, man. Don't just buy a gun. I know, but I feel like I'm your dad now. Come on, stop blowing money. You gotta have a buffer. Shit happens. The tires blow out on the car. Things go wrong.
I know, but I never had the 200 to start with. You know what I'm saying?
I know. So don't even look at it like that. You still don't have it. And then if something goes wrong, you got something that you're not paying interest on, that you're not asking somebody for. It sucks, but do what you want to do. I don't mean to be a prick. I just, you're never going to have a buffer if you don't create one.
Rick, that $250 rifle will be $350 next year, and it will.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna say,
it falls under CNR, and Classic Firearms already has me listed as an FFL under their system for CNRs.
$200 or higher, real good looking made.
So I can get it. So I can get it delivered right to my
There you go.
door. I don't even have to leave my house, and that rifle can be delivered to me. You know.
I say, while Rob's being the voice of reason, which I actually agree with Rob, I will be that little devil, and go with what Jason said also, that hey, in a year or two, that thing's gonna be like $350. Speaking from personal, I don't know if you want to call it regret, but I remember always thinking, oh, Mosin, it's $80. I'll get one eventually, and now they're like $300, and I'm like, son of a.
Oh yeah, that's another thing too. If it goes up to $350, I can always sell it.
Yep. But like Rob said, it'd probably be good to just have that little rainy day fund.
Yes, I know, Dad.
Like if we knew what was gonna happen, we'd never be in an accident. We'd never lose our wallet. Our house would never burn down. We'd never get chased by somebody's boyfriend.
Have any fun?
Hey,
I like that.
Saying, it's just a little bit of forethought goes a long ways.
I've gone 60-odd years this way. Why am I going to change now?
Again, to each their own. I'm just, trying to help you, buddy.
Hey, worst comes to worst, I can sell my gun collection. That would be the last thing I would do. So. Oh, gee whiz, because I said I can have that gun delivered right to my house. He said I can have 100 pizzas delivered right to my house, but that don't make it as a good idea. I know, but I like the idea that it falls under. It's old enough to be a CNR, and it makes life so much easier. That I don't have to go to an FFL and pay a transfer fee and all that shit. It just comes straight to me. I have to sign for it when it's delivered. That's the only thing. You got to make sure you're here when it comes.
Well, happiness has a price tag too. Are you happy holding the $200, or are you happy holding the rifle?
I didn't get what rifle was it.
Problem is, I would be happy holding the $200, but I know that $200 won't stay there. I mean, right now, if I took a $20 bill out of my pocket and paid for something, right? That $20 is gone. I don't know where it goes. I just spend it. You know what I'm saying? So give me
self-discipline, man.
I would say I'm going to save that $200, but ask me in about 2 weeks where it is. I tell you, I couldn't tell you.
Does your closest neighbor?
So Miles will be unhappy and have the rifle in my hands.
Does your closest neighbor have firearms?
I don't know. More than likely.
Okay. What about your next closest neighbor?
I think they all got firearms around here.
All right. Well, you're gonna have to find a neighbor that doesn't have firearms, and then they probably got $200. So I mean,
exactly.
No, that's bad advice.
At least I told him to find a neighbor without firearms, because getting the $200 from somebody else that's got one.
You see some lady beating them half to death with a purse.
Cousin who did tell me, that if I ever need cash, if I'm willing to give up some guns, he said, "Dear, let me have it." He said, "And I even give you a chance to." He said, "I even give you a chance to get them back. All you got to do is pay me back." So
it's called a pawnbroker. They're pretty common.
I'll do the same thing for you, Rick, without the interest.
So my cousin wasn't going to charge me interest either, but he said, he said you got a couple of nice pistols I like. So You know, so he said he said let me have those 2 pistols. He likes my my latest my 1875. He likes that, and he likes my my 1911. You know, so between those two, that's got to be. I mean, between those two, that's got to be over $1,000. You know, that's what I paid for them. Be over $1,000. So I reckon I could get $700 or $800 for them. Don't you think?
I don't know. I'd stay away from it. As soon as somebody says they'll take your 1911 off your hand, that's like saying they want to borrow your girlfriend. I mean, that's crossing a line.
Yeah.
For $1,000, you know, money talks.
That's right. That's right. You know. Hey.
You don't want to lose a 1911.
Hey.
Yeah, no, definitely not.
That's a keeper.
Let's say I walked into my local shop to pick up that mare's leg, and first thing out of the shop hand's mouth is, "Oh, but you haven't seen this." And he pulls out a Dan Wesson 1911. I was like, "Son of a!" He's like, "I know you like the finer things." So that ended up on layaway last month.
Yeah, yeah. That's why I don't go to the gun store that often. You know,
yeah, they know me on a first name basis.
I'll be constantly in debt. You know,
Sucker, guns, and barbecue.
I'll never rephrase that. I'll be in more debt than I already am. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I'm a sucker. At the same time, they give me some pretty nice deals sometimes, so I can't complain too much.
Two Gun Kitty says I send the $200 to New York Outcast, and he will save it for you. Yeah.
Right. Just an idea. Get a pickle jar. Put it somewhere that it's out of sight, out of mind. When you get cash, just throw your cash in it.
Yeah, I've done that before too, and I broke the jar open because I needed the money.
If it would help you, Rick, I'd be willing. I mean, you'd have to write paperwork. I'm not just taking money from you, but obviously, hopefully, you had somebody closer to you that could do something like that. But honestly, it's to your benefit. And then if you get in a jam, you got the money. You don't have to ask to borrow it. You don't have to take money out on a credit card. We're not all squib here with the big bucks. So
I'm getting better. I said, I get my next. My next paycheck or my next disability check this Friday, and I still have money left over. You know, it wasn't that long ago that talking about the jar that I wouldn't have any money left over in this last week or week and a half. I would have cracked it open, to buy a roll of toilet paper. You know what I'm saying? I was that broke. So moving to Indiana was a good move for me financially because living up in Rhode Island, it was getting too expensive. You know, I was going under fast. So, I mean, what I got here, I pay less for what I got, good. I mean, I've mentioned this before. A good example. Strange thing is that the cat's insulin at Walmart's the same price. But the syringes that I use for a box of 100, I think it is, right, cost me $25, $26 in Rhode Island. Here it only cost me $12. Exactly same syringes, same company, same box. Everything's exactly the same, but the big price difference between the two states, I mean, that's like gasoline. Gas can be cheaper somewhere else in the country than it is, in the next state over. It's supply and demand and what they can get in that region.
And harbor prices don't add up to what you're actually paying at the pump, because not long ago when everybody was talking about we got dollar gas. Yeah, it came in here at like $1, but by the time we were getting it where I am, it was still $2.30. So.
Oh yeah, I know.
You also have to take into consideration the amount of drug use in each area.
I mean, I don't know how. I mean, do any of you guys smoke?
I do.
Well,
I do, unfortunately. All natural, though.
Just every day.
2 years ago, when I left Rhode Island, like a pack of cigarettes was $10, easy. You know, down here they're only about $6 for the same cigarette. You know, so I gave up smoking.
Taxes.
10 years
like that in New York. I think it's $12 at the gas station last I seen. So
cigarettes get taxed on a state by state basis.
Yeah,
that's why there's a state stamp on the bottom.
Yeah, I understand that, but where I'm going is it's just prices up there in the Northeast, I think, are higher than they are here in the Midwest. Why? I don't know. It's just the way it is. I mean, Indiana's not a rich state anyway. So I mean, I think that's a lot of it is based on too what the economy can afford in that area you're living in. If it's a very influential state or area, they're going to get made for it. I mean, it's like buying houses. Certain areas of the state, the houses are expensive. You go to another part of the state, same house, it's cheaper because it's just the way it is. So, Oh, Jacob says I'm in Indiana too. There you go.
I think we have more taxes in the north.
Indiana there, Jacob. I ain't far. I'm about an hour out of Evansville. I don't mind telling people where I'm at. I ain't got anything anyway. And if you want to take a chance busting through my door, come on in. I've got something I can feed you with. Might hurt, but come on in.
That should be a clip right there. Come on in.
Yeah.
You have a mac and cheese gun?
Oh, God. Oh, I was talking to a friend of mine. Actually, this lady, I used to go out with her when I lived in Rhode Island years ago. But she has my phone number. My cell phone number hasn't changed in 23 years. I got this when I first went to New England. I got this, and I was in Connecticut. I got a Connecticut cell phone number, and I've had the same number now for 23 years. So anyway, she had my number, so she texts me every now and then. She'll rant on and on and on. The other day, she sent me I can't think of what we were talking about, but she sent me a mac and cheese recipe. I haven't spoken to her since.
Oh, did that cross the line, Rick?
That crossed the line when it comes to mac and cheese.
Hey, man. Sometimes we gotta just suck it up and deal with dinner, what's on the table once in a while.
Okay, so Jacob's in Evansville. Okay, you're about an hour from me. So I'm up near Jasper. So there you go. That's the closest I'm going to tell you where I'm at. I mean, if you look on some of my past videos, I think I even got a video there with the name of where I'm living at when I was moving from Rhode Island to here. So anyway, I'm going to call it quits because I'm getting hungry. And what is it tonight? Grilled cheese, I think. Yeah, I think it'd be grilled cheese.
Same
Why not?
as always.
Well, I had hamburgers last night. So grilled cheese tonight. And I'll have some bratwurst tomorrow night.
Should try some broccoli.
Some what?
Broccoli.
Pepperoni.
I'm going to have some salad with this stuff, by the way. Not with the cheese, cheese, but like when I have the bratwurst tomorrow, I'll more than likely I'll have some sort of vegetable along, either a salad or celery sticks or something, or carrots. I don't know. I'll have something to munch on.
A lot of times breads aren't great for you. I mean, if you're trying to cut down and whatnot, starches, carbohydrates, you got to be real cautious with those. So, especially if you're not doing anything out of your norm. Because you either use it or you store it. So
yeah. So all I'm using the I'm not changing my eating. I'm not changing what I'm eating. I'm just having smaller portions. That's my
a good
diet,
start.
you know. Instead of having, instead of taking the half-gallon container of ice cream to my recliner, I take a couple of scoops in a bowl. You know.
How do you feel about bagels?
I like bagels.
Because bagels can be quite filling, and for a lunch or something like that, you might be able to get away one day with just slipping a bagel in that's not, loaded with junk, and that might be all right with you.
Bagels smothered in cream cheese.
Yeah, you don't want to kill it though.
Yeah. So, oh yeah, I like onion bagels with smothered. I mean, when I say cream cheese, I mean I'm talking a good layer on there. You know?
Not supposed to look like an ice cream cookie.
Oh, it's not.
No. I know it's good, but you're not supposed to do
that. Anyway, let's wind this down. You got any shout outs or plugs you want to do there in New York?
Just thanks for joining us, everybody. If you're interested in what 9mm does to walls, I threw a video up recently, so I just urge everybody to keep that in mind. We're getting into crazier times, and good guys are getting harassed for defending themselves, and things are getting crazy. So just be responsible for your rounds on the range and within the home. So thanks for joining us, and have a great day.
Yeah, and look how the rich live. They can go to the range and shoot 9mm. Jason, any plugs or shout outs?
Great show tonight, Rick. Thanks for the invite. Glad to see everybody. And everybody continue to take care of each other.
All right. Kingpin, shout out for plugs.
Yeah, thanks for having me. Always a pleasure. Check out Roll Call later tonight on Ransom Raves. And if you're looking for a chat to hang out in the meantime, I'll drop a link to the Salty Cracker. He's on right now. He's good at making fun of lefties, so you can go over there and get a good laugh. But definitely check out Roll Call later.
Oh, yeah, Rants and Raves. That's around what? Around 10-ish?
10:30. Yeah, it depends on his internet. And I think he waits for that leftist to get off his chat. I think he still does a Wednesday night chat.
Oh, yeah, and Never Enough Ammo. Yeah, he's the leftist on Wednesday nights. So, all right, Will and Well Armed. You got anything?
Yeah, I'm going to do a video on Browning High Power, the one that's redone. I took it to the range, got some range footage, so doing that one, and then that's about it. I appreciate you having me here today.
No problem. I appreciate you showing up. Oh, as Sean Ponnery says, we have chats every day on his Discord server. Want to put a link in there, Sean, if you can get to it handy? We're there from about 11 a.m. Eastern time to whenever Sean finishes work down there in Texas. There's a chat running the whole time. You just pop in and out when you feel like it. So it's on. It's on his. I said it's on his server. So if anybody's interested during the day, it runs similar to remember the old chats on gun channels. Same principle. The only difference is you don't have a camera on. So there you go. He's put the link. He's put the link to the chat that we go in every morning. So if anybody's interested. So there you go. Guns and Barbecue, you got anything? Any plug shout outs?
Well, I'm trying to upload a video for Every Second Matters right now because I like to do one on the second of every month, but I'm having some upload issues, so that might not be up until tomorrow. Then if anybody caught the part 1 of making my mare's leg holster, then the part 2 to that comes out on Friday.
Oh, yeah, Sean Ponner says, oh, you can do a camera if you want. Oh, that's right. I forgot. You can. All right. Forgot about it. Yeah, I saw your part 1 on the mare's leg holster. So part 2 is coming out?
Yep. That'll be out Friday.
All right. I uploaded If I Could Only Have One Gun today, but for some reason when I made it, listened to it, it worked perfectly. It had sound. Then I got a couple of messages from people saying there's no audio. So I don't know what happened with YouTube because there was audio. It was audio there. So I took it down. I'll check it to see what's wrong with it. If not, I'll make another one and put it up.
Yeah, I was wondering if you're just trying to mess with us blind folk and make us guess what it was.
Yeah.
I've had to upload video like all the past, I don't know, 5 or 6 videos I've put up. I've had to upload them 4 or 5 different times because they didn't have volume or they didn't upload the whole way. So there's definitely something going on in the YouTube sphere.
Yeah, that's what I'm figuring. So I might have to upload it again. So, all right. I want to say thank you to everybody in the chat for showing up. I really do appreciate it. And I said Sean's got a lot of info there in the chat about the chat we have every day. Come and join us there. You know, we talk about anything, stuff going on during the day, politics, guns, you name it. We talk about it. All right. I will see you all later. I want to say thank you for being here, and I'll be back on Saturday at 3 p.m. Eastern, the only time zone that matters. So good night, everybody. Good night, Sabrina.
Take care, everybody.